We're here at the Mecca Gym, gonna train some chest today. I'm gonna show you a little bit about my supplements that I take while I train. So I take the Pre-V2. I usually switch between this and the Send It, just depending on how I'm feeling. The Blue Frost is one of my favorite flavors. So we do a scoop of this. I like to personally drink mine while I train. I know a lot of people like to take theirs 30 minutes before, but for me personally, I burn through the stimulants too fast and then I crash halfway through. So I just kind of sip on it through my whole workout. Next, we have Charlie Mike. This is your EAAs. It has the Peak O2 in it, and it has a hydration matrix. And so this just kind of keeps my endurance going so I don't burn out too quickly. We'll do a scoop of that. So Charlie Mike does already have pink Himalayan sea salt in it, but personally I like to add more. Salt is a big part of my diet. Every meal, intra-workout mix gets some salt. Also helps with a good pump. Lastly, we have creatine. Creatine is a supplement we should be taking every day, not just on training days. Not only does it help the body produce more ATP, but it also helps with brain energy and neuroprotection. All right, that's my mixture. Now we'll get ready to train. So this is something that I do every upper body day. It just helps me with my mobility, make sure I stay injury free and that I can engage my muscles correctly. All right, this is gonna be our first exercise today. It's just a pec deck. I like to throw these handles on here like this. I don't have to use right where the handle is. I can kind of turn my hands how I want. Biggest thing with this exercise that I found, and I don't focus on bringing my hands together. I focus on contracting my chest using or moving my humerus bones. Right there to the middle. We want the chest to stay up. Contract the chest all the way and leave it at that. We're going to talk a little bit about arm positioning here. So back in the day, it was always told, hug a tree or a barrel like this to do your chest flies. Well, what I found out is when we do that, we can't engage the inner pecs, right? So if we're here, what the pec does is it moves our humerus bone from here to here. But if we're going to bend our arm, our humerus bone stays out here and it doesn't come all the way in. So when we do our chest flies, if we keep our arms straight, squeezing all the way in through the chest, we're gonna actually engage more of those inner pec fibers. And I've noticed a huge difference in my chest since switching to this form. All right, so one of the reasons I either choose the pec deck or a standing cable fly is mostly for the strength profile and the continual resistance. If you were to do a dumbbell fly, it would be hard from here to here, but from here to here, you don't really get as much resistance. So you're gonna lose that tension. With these two machines, you're gonna have continual resistance all the way in and be able to challenge the chest the whole way. This is our second exercise, dumbbell incline, one of my favorites. I always do my first set with something pretty light, just to get my shoulders and everything moving in the right direction. Talk through a couple tips here. So when I kick these dumbbells up, where they land on my shoulders, those are gonna be my starting and end points. We're also going to be retracting the shoulder blades, pushing the chest up the whole time. We don't want to think about touching the dumbbells up at the middle. We just want to think about pressing our arm straight above our shoulder. We don't want to think about coming across this way. Okay, so as we kick them up, we're going to be right here next to the chest. Push the arm straight up above us, come right back down, right to that chest. I am a fan of assisted gear, but I don't wear it for all my sets. So as I'm doing this dumbbell incline, I'll do the 50s without gear on. I'll do the 80s, the 100s. Once I get to the 120s, I put my elbow sleeves on. Just makes me feel secure and like I'm able to still push through. I'll generally put on my wrist straps just because as the dumbbells weigh more, they get longer, harder to balance with the wrists. I just feel a lot of strain when I go that heavy without them. We just don't want to rely on it for every set, or else we're going to start kind of creating a crutch for our joints. This is our third exercise today. It's gonna be a reverse banded Smith machine incline press. So the way we set this up is we're gonna loop through the bar first, like this, trying to get it into the middle. And a little pro tip, when you're setting this up, make sure the open side is facing out. That way when you loop over the top, it's easy to clip in. We're gonna loop over the top here, and from here, you just close the carabiner over the band. So then as we press down, it's gonna take some of our weight. So as we get heavier, we won't have as much strain on the shoulders at the lengthened position, because a lengthened muscle is a weak muscle. So we don't wanna overload down here, but we wanna overload up here where we're strong. As you'll notice from here, we don't want our elbows to flare out like this. Okay, one, I can't go down to my chest that way. And two, our shoulder is in a compromised position. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck my elbows in to engage my lats to help support my press. So as I come down, now my triceps and elbows are underneath me, and I can go down to my chest, and I can press up better using my chest.
For the right, for the rugged, for the rugged. For the rugged. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hay. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's.
Okay, so this is our last set of the Smith machine reverse banded incline press. We're gonna do a drop set here. So we have 4 plates on each side right now. I'm gonna hit that until I fail, and then my assistants over here are gonna rip off a plate each time I fail.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to make no time to waste. Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected, but the moves elusive, and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winners when I know you're losing, so I work the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting no bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper, cash, fuck a tax, that's a joke. Tell them laugh, Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, but get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got lab on my back. You ain't that, then it's rap.
This is our last exercise. We're gonna be doing underhand flies. Most people think this is just a lower chest movement, but if done correctly, we can engage all the way to the top. Have the arms close to our legs down here. We're not trying to fly from out here. And when we come up, you're trying to scoop the chest and flex all the way up to the inner pecs, upper inner pecs right here. Okay, so this is not a heavy exercise, very light. It's more about the squeeze and contraction.
You ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to make no time to waste.
That was our chest workout, very basic, but we just keep the intensity high. Now we're at the post-workout stage. Personally, I like to eat as much real food as possible. Here, I have my white rice, my shredded chicken, I have a little bit of olive oil on there for some healthy fats. If I didn't have time, but I still needed to get my protein in, that's when I would substitute for an isolate after. Typically what I like to do is mix this. I blend it with oatmeal and almond butter for a complete meal. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Like and subscribe for more great content, and we'll see you later.
For the record.